Welcome back to the channel. It is I, Jack, and tonight we will not be talking about my too tight of a shirt, but it is a very nice retro independent truck company shirt from my former skateboarding days. We will also not be talking about this lovely 2013 Honda Accord LXS Coupe with a 6-speed manual transmission, but instead we will be talking about this is my 2009 Honda CBR600RR. It has the ABS system that is, well, it's kind of controversial among CBR fans as it adds quite a bit of girth in the midsection. In the 2008 and prior 600, it had much less going on right here. It was much more svelte, much more sleek, and a couple more horsepower, as a matter of fact. And a lot of enthusiasts prefer that motorcycle over this one. But you know what? This I do love this bike, and I see what they're coming from. The 2008 prior was a very beautiful motorcycle. But you know what? This has been nothing but good to me. This has been nothing but a great motorcycle. I got this 2 years ago, and I've had a lot of fun with this motorcycle thus far. Aside from having to replace some fork seals, which is, well, if you own a motorcycle, that's going to happen at some point. It's preventative maintenance. It's what it happens. Just like an oil change, just like your shocks or your struts on your car. It's going to happen. So some of the things I've done with this bike is, well, I did not put this Yoshimura exhaust on it. That was the original owner, but I really appreciate them doing that because it sounds fantastic. And we will give it a rev. But this right here is a TST Industries in-tail taillight assembly, and it is fantastic. It's smoked out and looks great. It fits in. It's flush. It's bright, sequential turn signal, flashing 2 modes, actually technically 3 modes, and a very, very bright white LED on the license plate. And believe it or not, that angle right there, I parked my car behind it a good amount, and it's very visible. And it's quite safe. And that was the main thing about getting this, because the original owner, even though he opted for a Yoshimura and probably blew his wad on that, he put this very ugly bracket around here that had a very tiny little LED bar mounted below the license plate, and it looked terrible, very unsafe. I swapped out these decals. I mean, I know they're just, you know, tank protector and the petrol cover, you know, but the thing is they were all yellowed out and ugly, and it was time for a change. And they're simple. You know, you get these decals for pretty cheap, but it came with a very cute CBR keychain. So bonus. The thing I really like about this is that it has a little carbon fiber weave. They're just very clean looking. And that's really all I care about. Of course, now I have 6,000 CBR logos on the bike, but I don't really care. It's hard to find something that is simple and that works. The other thing I've done is I have replaced the original factory grips that were starting to rip. We'll get to more of that on the throttle side. But I replaced the grips, and I replaced the bar ends, which well, the original owner had put in some bar end mirrors, which really looked really terrible. They're circular and round, like this right over here. Yeah, terrible. Just why would you do that? Anyway, eventually I would like to get some black anodized shorty bars. It would fit in very nice with the black look. Either that or maybe some aluminum that actually matches the aluminum frame. I haven't quite decided. Let me know in the comment section below if I should go that route. I also added in these very nice LED turn signal mirrors, which I just haven't managed to wire in yet. Got a little scuffing from moving it around in the garage, but that's okay, I don't care. This right here is a very nice, but I don't really like how this routes, and I want to try to figure out a cleaner, more elegant way to route this without tapping holes into my motorcycle. But I do want to wire this in because it would add a bit of visibility and safety. I've replaced the bulbs with H4, I believe H4 LED bulbs, white. It looks fantastic, as you saw in the video before. It just looks very clean, sharp, really matches the look of the motorcycle. Now, as I was mentioning before, I was having some throttle issues with this, and so I replaced the grips. Well, one of the things I was having an issue with was this was torn part away around. It was starting to cause friction with the crappy bar ends I had before that were rubber expanding ones. And with the rip and the rubber and the hot Arizona sun, it swelled a little bit more. And so what would happen is after the bike was hot and it was a hot day, it would ratchet kind of like this. It wouldn't snap shut, boom, like that. It would start to ratchet and it would hold revs. You don't want that. Not a safe thing. So I replaced it with new grips and these bar ends right here, which are actually the metal expanders. So it goes into the actual clip-on and expands out and holds it much better, and also gives clearance for the rest of the grip. Very nice. I like it. So far, so good. The throttle situation, totally done. I've been very, very, very happy. But this bike has been a very good bike. Like I said, 2009 Honda CBR600RR with the ABS, 118 horsepower, around 48, 49 foot-pound of torque. This one has been lowered, presumably by the original owner. Wouldn't be ideal on a track as you would not be able to get a full lean out of this bike, but it is very sharp. A little scuffing from, well, I'm not really sure what happened here. Probably age. It's a 2009. A little scuffing on the side, probably age 2009. I don't really care. Maybe if I don't like it eventually, I replace the fairing. I'm not picky. It is a beautiful bike. Nevertheless, I shined it up with some ceramic wax that I use on my car, and it looks fantastic. It is a very nice looking bike. Sounds terrific. Runs great. Has no shortage of power. Technically a super sport. Yeah, it's not as clean as the 2008 and prior. It doesn't have, I think it's only got 2 or 3 more horsepower, 2008 and prior. But man, it is a fun motorcycle. It has, really done a solid job of taking me to and from work safely. I have no complaints about this bike. Dead reliable. Just a beautiful bike. And this is it. This is it. Now, eventually, we're going to do a couple little things with this. Like I said, we will do the mirrors with the LED strips. I do want to do some shorty bars. Haven't really decided on the style. Black anodized or the aluminum trim. Y'all can help me with that. I don't want to do red. I don't want a contrast color. I want something that is a main color of the bike. The only contrast I think it would be maybe that shade of aluminum. But also, if you can help me find a good brand, that would really work out with that. This bike is just terrific. This bike is amazing. Now, the other thing in the garage, which, we'll get to a little bit later, we will be doing a tint replacement on this car. This tint popped up and started bubbling about a year ago. Really annoying, really annoying. It was dead solid. It was probably put on from the prior owner. I'm only the second owner of this car, and it started doing this, and it really sucks. I'm not a happy camper about that. Got the, oh boy, Honda factory performance mats, which are red, which are really fantastic. But the thing that I love about this, well, is this thing right here. This is a rarity. This makes this car in a realm of rarity with, I don't know, things like Ferraris, because you can't get a good K24 Honda Accord with a 6-speed manual transmission. It's very hard to find. And I managed to find one. Yeah, I wanted a J35. A lot more power, a lot more torque. But guess what? This is a fun car. Oh, and it's been tuned. The original owner of this car tuned this thing. And I found all other surprises too. And eventually we'll go through that. But one of the things that we will be doing a video on in the future is the fact that for all the neat things that this car does, yeah, that master switch control right over there, ta-da, that master switch control only has auto on the driver's side. Pretty shameful for a car that has a gauge cluster that glows nicely when you put the key in, a big screen, backup camera for 2013, an ability to put a thumb drive in here and it recognizes and play music. It's a really nice car, and it shorts out on the stupid switch, something I'm very used to from my previous cars. But anyway, that's really all I have for this video. I just wanted to share my fantastic bike, something that, obviously I have to have the Jack Sparrow Jolly Roger, something that is shared with my other black beauty in the garage, the Accord, which is called the Black Pearl. It sounds stupid, but well, the factory color of this car is crystal black pearl. So, dude, I had to do it. I mean, come on. I mean, I'm the real Captain Jack. And this thing right here, obviously it has to have a different name. I call her Raven. Don't know why. Raven just worked. A Raven is another name for the Blackbird. And obviously this is not an 1100 Blackbird. It is a 600 CBR. So I just go ahead and I call her the Raven, which is, it's like a Blackbird, but not. It's just, I like to have fun with this stuff, you know what I mean? Anyway, I hope you really enjoyed this content. Let me know in the comment section below if you really want me to continue on with this content. I really enjoy vehicles. I enjoy cars. I enjoy motorcycles, trucks. And if that's something you want me to continue with, I'll definitely do that. And we got a neat little possible project with her over there, and maybe over here. So, yeah. Anyway, comment, subscribe, let me know, like, all those stupid things, and we'll see you in the next video.